Hello and welcome to GabiesKnitGoodies. I am doing today a review of all of my spring summer knits. So I've got a little montage here and then I'll get into the details. So you can find me on social media at GabiesKnitGoodies, as well as Etsy, where I have my hand-dyed yarn, and I have a few patterns. I also have patterns on Ravelry and loveknitting.com or lovecrafts.com. Okay, so as you can see, I'm a little obsessed with knitting, and I knit all the time. That's why I have time to make so many knits. This first one is by Caitlin Hunter of Boyland Knitworks, and it is the Misurina. I modified it a little bit because I was playing yarn chicken. I will put the name of the yarn here. It is a very buttery soft yarn. It's not necessarily a summer weight yarn, but it is super soft next to skin, and it bloomed really, really nicely. I love this pattern because I love the color work on the yoke, as well as the little detail of having a little bit of lace at the top and then a cable between your color work panels. There are two options for the body. I chose the eyelets, so it has little holes in it. Gives you a nice little breeze if it is a little bit warmer. You can just have a texture, I believe she has. The original pattern has sleeves that come down a little further, but like I said, I was playing yarn chicken and I had run out of this main colorway, and so I used contrasting yarn and just went ahead and did a little hem on the sleeves as well as on the body. I love it, and I wear it quite a bit. Sometimes I wear it with a little cardigan over it, which I'll get that in just a second. So this is a cardigan. I actually got it like Goodwill. It's a very thin one, but a lot of times if I'm wearing this shirt, it's not super warm, and so I may need a little something extra on my arms. It's long, plain, but I kind of like the combo, and I like little short boots with this outfit. Okay, this next shirt is called the Swiss Tee, and it is knit out of, I love this cotton that was purchased at Hobby Lobby. It is a design that I designed myself. It has a cool little, I think it's called Indian crossover pattern here at the waist. It's knit in pieces, bottom up in pieces, and as a split hem with the back a little bit longer than the front. It has little eyelets all over it. I love this tee, and I wear it quite a bit in the springtime. I think it goes well with a nice little necklace on it. And this cotton is just very, very soft, and it's not super thin cotton, so the tee has a little bit of structure to it, which I like, and the seams also give it a little bit of structure as well. Yeah, so knit two pieces, then you seam the shoulders and the sides, pick up stitches for the neck and the armbands, and there you have it. Alright, next top. Okay, so this top is Soldotna, again by Caitlin Hunter of Boyland Knitworks. And I did a little bit of modifying for this pattern. It was originally a short sleeve shirt, but knit out of DK weight yarn, I believe. And I had fingering weight yarn, and because it's a short sleeve shirt, I thought wool in DK weight would be too warm for what I would use it for. So I knit, I forget which size I knit, but I think it was like size 4 or something. It was like 2 sizes larger than what I would have originally knit for myself, like going on her size gauge, at least 2 sizes larger. And So my gauge is definitely smaller than the pattern calls for. I think I used the recommended needles though with this fingering weight yarn. The yarn is very cool. It's one of those dyed in the wool, then spun up yarns. Let's see. What else? Oh, another modification I made. A lot of people had trouble with it kind of having a funnel effect on their neck. And I found one podcaster, and I can't remember her name, but she's knit like 4 or 5 of these. And she recommended skipping the stockinette part. So I think that once you knit, it's a top-down seamless knit. Once you knit the ribbing, you're supposed to knit some stockinette before you do your short rows and color work and increases. But I skipped the stockinette section. So I did do some short rows here in the back. And then I went, as you can see in the front, straight from the ribbing to the color work. And it turned out great. It fits well. I have plenty of positive ease here. And it's fairly lightweight because it is fingering weight yarn. However, it's all over color work, so you still kind of have a double layer there. I wore it with a shirt actually under it. My sleeves look tight, but they have plenty of stretch to them. So I can wear it with a shirt under it. And it was perfect for fall, actually. I really liked it around Thanksgiving time for holiday dinners. Okay, so super fun one to knit. So this top is the Elizabeth Bennet linen tee. It is made out of Knit Picks Lindy chain yarn in the linen colorway. And it is my own pattern that I wrote a while ago. Let's see, it is bottom-up construction, but it's knit in the round until you split for your sleeves. Then you knit the front and the back, and then pick up stitches for the neck and the sleeves. It is very airy and perfect for the summer for hot weather because it's knit at a fairly loose gauge for the yarn, as well as it's fairly roomy too, so you get lots of breeze. And the yarn is linen. I think it's 70% linen, 30% cotton, something like that. And it's also a chain yarn, the Lindy chain yarn. So I feel like it gives it more give and is easier to work with than a traditional linen or cotton yarn. At least I found that to be the case. I like to wear it with like a long necklace. And yeah, I love this top. I wear this quite a bit in the spring and summer. Oh, the main detail. It has a traveling lace pattern. So it's a small cable and a small lace, and it travels up from about the hip point all around to the neck here. And depending on your length of your garment, in your row gauge, these traveling lace sections may meet in the back, creating like an upside down V. So, yes, I love it. It's simple, but kind of cool, and it was inspired by Elizabeth Bennet of Pride and Prejudice, Jane Austen's novel, which I truly like. I have another Jane Austen shawl after Lydia Bennet, and I have another one that I'll show you in a minute, but it's not published yet. Okay, this is the Ranunculus, and I forget, Midori Cafe, I think is her name, or her knitting business name. I will put it on the screen here, as well as everything is going to be linked down below. Everything that I can anyways, in terms of the patterns and maybe even the yarn, hopefully. So this is a pattern. It's a one-size pattern, I believe, although I think she may have modified it to offer a little bit more size variation. But the idea is that you change the size based on, I guess, your gauge, and then, yeah, I think that's how you're supposed to change the size of this pattern. Anyways, I knit it at a very loose gauge, and this is a bison down lace weight yarn, which is light as a feather. It comes from friends I have out in Wyoming, So very cool and very special to me. But it has this lovely lace work at the top, and then it's just super wide and flowy. I usually wear it with like a tank top under it. I don't usually wear it with something showing my midriff, but it's cool like this. I'm just a mom, so maybe I don't feel the most comfortable without a full tank top under it. But I chose, so you can do short sleeves or you can do a longer sleeve. I chose a longer sleeve. However, I should have gone even longer because I feel like it's kind of 3/4 length, and I prefer like full long sleeves or short sleeves. I'm not, I don't know. Just for this particular thing, I think I would have preferred it full length. And I have enough yarn to do so, and so I haven't actually woven in my ends, even though I've worn it on numerous occasions, because I keep thinking I'm going to pick out the sleeve and knit a little bit longer. But who knows if that will ever happen. It was fun to knit. It took me a little bit. I got off on my count at the top, but it really didn't matter in the long run. Yeah. So, fun pattern. It has a nice little I-cord bind off here, which is fun, and great summer knit. I have another one knit out of the same pattern that I'll show you now. Okay, so this is the same pattern, the Ranunculus by Knit Cafe Midori. And this is a yarn that is mainly cotton. I think it might have some acrylic in it. And it was a 1 ball of yarn on sale, and just the yarn color and variation in it attracted me at Joann Fabrics. I don't remember the brand. I have actually not worn this out of the house. I don't like what the sleeves are doing. I chose to just bind off, which I think was an option in the pattern, but it doesn't work here. So I think I would wear it if I unpicked the bind off and did like maybe a ribbing here, just so it didn't like wing out. But it's very kind of like the other one in the Swiss tee. It's very lightweight and airy. This would be good, very similar to my Elizabeth Bennet tee in terms of it's kind of a loose gauge, and I think it would be really good in the summer. Linen's probably a little more cool than this that has acrylic mixed in it. But I think it'd be cool if I like did a front tuck with it. What do you think? Yeah, I might actually wear this summer. I've actually not worn this out of the house. So, alright, this is my next one. This one is called Lulay, and it is by me. I think Lulay means like flower or blossom. And I designed this in the spring a couple of years ago. It is a swirling lace pattern here in the center, the front, and the back. It is a top-down seamless knit out of fingering weight yarn, and this yarn is a Sweet Georgia yarn, sock yarn, and it's cranberries in the snow, but I don't know what my contrast is. It is a raglan construction, and yeah, one of my test knitters for this added beads, which was really cool. So you can't see the lace as well in a variegated color as you can if you were to knit it in a nice solid color, like even the the bottom of mine. I did contrast on the bottom, and you can see the lace work a little clearer there. But I like it. It's a little dressier than my everyday wear, but it works well for dinners or church on Sunday. Okay, this is the Swiss tee, only this one is knit at a looser gauge. Well, it's the same gauge, but knit with a finer weight yarn. It is a cotton yarn, comfy cotton maybe. It's a finger weight yarn from Knit Picks. And this one is knit with long sleeves. So I did long sleeves. Just pick them up and stockinette stitch. Again, this is knit in 2 pieces. It has that fun Indian stitch here at the bottom, Indian crossover stitch, and longer in the back than the front, and a scooped crew neckline. Yes, this is very soft cotton, by the way. This has less structure. It's much more flowy than the I Love This Cotton, which is a thicker cotton than this one. So, another variation on the Swiss tee. Okay, this is a My Favorite Things pattern, and it's like Camisole number 2 maybe. I'll look it up and put it here on the screen. I am not sure of my yarn. It was an indie dyer that I really liked, and I used 1 skein of her fingering weight yarn. However, I ran out. I'm not sure how I ran out. I feel like I should have had enough for this. So I did another yarn for my straps. So it's all over ribbing, and then has this nice detail here at the top for shaping. So, okay, this is the last one of my designs, but this is going to go in my Pride and Prejudice Jane Austen collection with my shawl that I have published, Lydia Bennet shawl, in the Elizabeth Bennet linen tee. Years ago I had this whole vision of multiple projects and put them all in like an ebook or something. But having kids makes it a little slow to pattern right and get it tested and get it out. So I knit this maybe last summer, and the pattern has been half written, I'd say, or written and not fully written for all the different sizes I want. So my plan this summer is to get this one out, so be looking for it if you're interested in test knitting the pattern. So it is just knit in 2 pieces and then seamed right here at the shoulder and up the sides. You have a few options with this top. So it has this lace panel down the center here, which is really pretty and kind of dresses it up a bit. But you can do a few different things with this. You can do like a high-low hem and do a split hem, or you could make it an even hem and be able to reverse it. It has a nice V in the back, and then if you want your interest to be in the back instead of in the front, and you want a simple V-neck in the front, you can switch it around as long as you have an even hem. So here it is reversed. Oh, and my yarn is Knit Picks Lindy Chain again in the linen colorway, but I used it held double, so this is a very quick knit because you use a little bit larger needle size, and it's held double, and of course it's sleeveless, so that always makes things quicker. So here it is reversed, and as you can see, you have detail in the back. And then a simple V-neck in the front, which would work well with a pretty necklace. Just a simple little necklace with the V-neck, and then have the details in the back. So, options are fun. I like the idea of reversible. Okay. Oh, I have one more, the grand finale. It was my latest knit. Alright, this is my last knit, my latest knit. In terms of, actually this is straight up my latest knit. I just got it off the needles, and in fact all my ends are not woven in, but I tried to tuck those up so you can't see them. I also haven't blocked it, but I don't know how much it needs it. This is the As If Tee. She is knit and crochet with an SH. I think it's Shay Johnson is the designer, and I believe it was published last spring, summer timeframe. I changed my pants with this because I thought like wide leg pants worked well with the super cropped top. I was trying to get this finished for Easter, but it didn't happen. My yarn is DK Wade, Strawberry Lemonade, by me. I dyed some yarn. and it's Gabie's Knit Goodies on Etsy is where my dyed yarn is. And I held it with mohair, kid silk mohair in pink cotton candy. So the mohair is kind of tonal. I think you can see one of my ends I haven't woven in yet. I don't know how well colors are showing up because of the sunlight above me here, but I really love this combination of the mohair with the strawberry lemonade and the fuzziness and coziness it is. It is kind of warm, even though it's short sleeve. I think it'll be great for like inside. I wouldn't wear it if I was going out in warm weather because I think it would get warm, maybe too hot. But if you work in a building, or like I plan to wear it at church on Sundays, I think it'll work really well for that. And then if it's a cool spring day, it'll be perfect. So there's a couple of different options in her pattern. It is knit bottom up in the round, and then you split for the front and the back, similar to like my Swiss tee. And so you can do full intarsia here, or you can do kind of a partial intarsia. And I chose a partial intarsia, but I also chose to hold my mohair with the DKW yarn the whole way. She actually requests an Aran weight, or suggests an Aran weight for this base portion of the top, and I met gauge with DK plus the kid silk mohair. And then I didn't have any type of transition between this body part and these triangles, holding the mohair with it because I was doing that the whole way. You do the same thing with your Aran weight, or in my case the two yarns held double here and on the sleeves, and I have seamed it here on the sleeves. Yeah, I think it's super fun. It's super fuzzy, and I don't know, it just kind of has a cool vibe with the kind of sheerness up here. So, yep. I hope you guys have enjoyed watching all of my knits that I have knit up over the past few years for spring and summer and fall. I have enjoyed knitting them all, and I've enjoyed sharing them with you. So let me know if you have any questions that I haven't answered in this video, on the screen, or below. I should have links everywhere. Yeah, and I'll talk to you guys later. Happy knitting!